I had this dream that all those hills had been leveled, the houses torn down. I saw it in my dream. And exactly the way I saw it, that's the way it happened.
It's the tragedy of my life. Absolutely. I was responsible for uprooting, I don't know how many hundreds of people from their own little valley and having the whole thing destroyed.
It's sort of taken on a mythical sense in people's memories, and then with the feeling that it was unfairly taken from them. So it's no wonder that people have strong feelings about it.
He said, please, your son's in a baseball team. Let's go to the Dodgers as a family. I'll never go again. I hated it. I didn't enjoy it. It was like dancing on a grave.
1962. In Chavez Ravine, a few miles from downtown Los Angeles, baseball fans crowd the bleachers of the brand new Dodger Stadium to welcome their team from Brooklyn. The stadium sits on 170 acres of freshly cleared land, land that just 12 years earlier was home to over 300 families. The neighborhoods of La Loma, Palo Verde, and Bishop, the neighborhoods of Chavez Ravine. In July 1950, the city of Los Angeles sent letters to the residents of Chavez Ravine, notifying them that they would have to sell their homes to make way for low-income public housing. Frank Wilkinson of the City Housing Authority led the project.
Our city was the first city in the nation to get the first $110 billion in today's money for public housing in LA, where we were going to build 10,000 units. And Chavez Ravine was one of the prime places we found simply because it was predominantly vacant. So you could build without displacing so many people.
It was something that really hit him hard, you know. Something like that happened. I mean, it's when they're gonna throw you out. They were forcing us out, really.
They would tell us, if you don't sell, we're gonna condemn your property. You won't get anything out of it. So that scared us, a lot of people there.
The Housing Authority, as a public entity, has the right to buy your home. They'll pay you a fair market value, and then you are required to sell. That's the power that we had. Yet I prepared a certificate to every family that I visited there, and I visited all those people, saying when the project is built, you and your family will be the first priority to get there. You can pick the part of the project you want to live in.
That never happened. They never built anything like that. They just went ahead and built the Dodger Stadium.
And Richard Neutra and Robert Alexander were picked as the architects for the site, and they worked for months designing, writing, doing beautiful plans. We had playgrounds, church, school, everything. We were completely idealistic, feeling that what we were offering was good for the city of LA, but good for the people who were being displaced.
They didn't want to move. They didn't want to lose their friends. They didn't want to lose their homes that they'd built from nothing. Some people didn't move. You know the story about what happened there. But the majority of the people moved when they got their initial papers because they didn't think that there was a way to fight it.
Our community, our barrio, was well represented in World War II. And some of our GIs, our veterans, were coming home from the wars. And at that time, they were getting the news that the people were going to be uprooted from the neighborhood. And I remember my uncle meeting with some of his war veterans in front of my grandma's house. He says, "It's a bunch of bullshit what they're trying to do to our parents and to us. Our government was good enough to take us out of our neighborhood to fight a war. We come home to what? To find out that they're going to uproot us from my neighborhood? That was a bunch of bull. A lot of my kids, a lot of my grandchildren were raised and born here." And then she says, "Besides, you bastards, my son died for my property. Can you replace my son?" Then she started crying. That was it.
viejo barrio, barrio viejo. Solo hay lugares parejos, donde un día hubo casa, donde vivió nuestra raza. Solo quedan los escombros de los hogares felices, de las alegres familias, de esa gente que yo quise. Por las tardes se sentaban afuera a tomar el fresco. Yo pasaba y saludaba, y aparece que oigo el eco. ¿Cómo está doña Juanita? Buenas tardes, Isabel. Hola, ¿qué dices, Chanita? ¿Cómo está Arturo y Manuel?